What's going on, everybody? My name is Nicholas Mitchell. I am the owner of Fresh Kicks Market, and basically today I am doing a day one of sorts, basically going over my journey of developing this app called FlipTrackr. Um, really going from start to finish on how I created it, what got my mind going on starting it, and how I got to this. I wanted to do this challenge of starting an app website by vibe coding and getting to 100K. I decided to take the challenge, and here it is. I wanted to document this process and basically show y'all everything that I've done up until this point, and make sure I just give an in depth on what I've been creating and why I'm excited about what I've been creating. All right, so basically, I got my inspiration to do the challenge from Pat from Starter Build Story on YouTube. So shout out to Pat. The rules of this challenge is basically it's the 100K build challenge. The rules of this challenge is rule one: I can only use AI tools. Rule two is he did his app off of Cursor. I did mine's off of Replit, so that's rule two. I'm only using Replit and basically building it off of the Replit platform. And then rule three is I can't stop until I reach 100K. So I'm doing the 100K challenge with Starter Build Story, and I'm going to make sure I put his name and give him his credit in the captions. So a little bit of backstory about me. Like I said, my name is Nicholas Mitchell. I've been doing sneaker events in the Atlanta area, the Seattle area, and Miami since 2019. And I've done about 10, I want to say, but the bulk of our events have been in Atlanta, and I've done about 10 events so far. Recently, we kind of took a hiatus from doing events. Never thought I'd pick it back up. Even a little bit more background about myself. Fresh Case Market is a sneaker event. Basically, we do buy, sell, trade. We have vendors come out. We have food trucks come out. We do performances. And people come and sell their sneakers. It's a good time. It's a vibe, but it costs a lot of money and it costs a lot of time to put on. So kind of went away from that model of the business and didn't know exactly what I was going to do next. But as you can tell behind me, some of the sneaker inspired artwork and stuff like that I've gotten from past shows, but didn't know exactly where I was going to go next with the brand Fresh Kicks Market. Every year I get to a point where I'm trying to figure out whether or not I'm going to take it further. So this year I got inspired. I got inspiration, and I'm going to tell you a little bit more about that inspiration. So anybody that knows me knows that I wouldn't say a TikTok junkie or I'm on TikTok all the time, but I do love to get on TikTok. And I think it's a wealth of knowledge on TikTok. It's so much that you can learn. And I went down a rabbit hole of AI and coding and vibe coding and AI agents to the point where basically my whole timeline was filled with it. So I was just constantly consuming this information, consuming this knowledge, and getting to the point where I started to learn about the tools. Started with learning about AI agents, and I built my own AI agent. And haven't really used it to this fullest capacity, but I made one. And then the next step was seeing all the other different tools from ChatGPT. That was the first actual AI tool that I used. I've been using that in my business since I want to say 2022 was the first event where we really implemented using AI and some of the features that ChatGPT had at that time. So 2022 to 2025, I've been using ChatGPT for 3 years at this point. And then just piggybacking off of that, Sora, Midjourney, all of these different AI tools I've been using and implementing in my business. And that lands me to the next level, which is Replit. When I found Replit is where it really started to take off. So, like I said, I didn't know exactly where I was going with Fresh Kicks Market. Didn't know I would pick it up. So when I found Replit, it was more of a passion project. I went on ChatGPT. I basically, from my knowledge of what resellers and vendors do at my events and understanding kind of the background, since I've been around resellers so much and been in buy, sell, trade situations in terms of events. Buy, sell, trade myself, where I've bought, I've sold, and I've traded sneakers. Just knowing that kind of market, I went on ChatGPT and I wanted to find where the gap was in that market. What is something that I can introduce to the market that would be new, that would be different, that would be a disruption? And it gave me a list of things. As anybody knows, once you get on ChatGPT, it'll give you a list of ideas. And one idea kind of stuck out to me, and it really stuck with me. It's something that I can build. All right, now when I say build, I don't mean me, myself, building and coding. I'm not a coder. I don't know how to code, not in a technical sense. Like, I understand everything about coding and the application of it, what they're doing in terms of UI, UX, and the back end and stuff like that. But the technical, being able to code, I don't know how to do that. So I lean heavily on ChatGPT to kind of explain to me, what I need to do to build this, and, moving that over to Replit, and understanding how I can take what I'm seeing from Replit or what I'm seeing from ChatGPT, put it into Replit to get my vision. And what really stuck out to me about what ChatGPT gave me was how people are tracking their inventory when they're in the buy, sell, trade market. What I noticed most about working with resellers and working with sneaker vendors is even though they're buying and they're selling and they're trading things that are worth a lot of money, like there's sneakers that are worth $300, $400, $500, most of them aren't keeping track of it like it's a business. Like, what's their return on investment? How much did they invest on it? Or they can't readily see that information in a visual. So I was like, there has to be a way, or there has to be some kind of application or website that they're doing to track this. And what I did was I asked sneaker vendors that were in my network, what do you do to track your inventory? I got a whole bunch of different answers from in my head, which is wild to me, because some of these guys are making upwards of $10,000, $5,000, $20,000 at some of these events, and to keep all that information in your head, that's amazing. But at the same time, it's inefficient. I heard Excel, and then I heard writing it down, Google Sheets, all those different things, and I was like, you know what? There's that gap in the market that I'm looking for. There should be a application where they can go to, they can see the numbers, and they can see exactly what their inventory is worth, what their return on investment is, and what they can do with their actual inventory in terms of buy, sell, and trade. So that's where it all started. So from there, I wrote down a few names and wrote down exactly what I was thinking about in terms of what this can be called. I already had the concept. I wanted to know what the name would be. So, of course, we're on ChatGPT. I gave it what the concept would be, and it gave me a list of names that fit the description of the concept that I was looking for. And what I landed on was FlipTrackr, which is right there. That's our logo right there, FlipTrackr. And once I saw FlipTrackr, I was like, that's it. Like, I was like, that name just rung a bell in me, rung a bell in my head. And I was like, you know what? It has a ring to it, no pun intended. And it's something that, is marketable. It's something that, people can easily think about when they're thinking about how they're doing their sneaker inventory. So landed on FlipTrackr. The next part of the deal would be, I need a logo. And the reason why I'm going through all this is because I didn't actually start on day one documenting this. I should have started on day one. So I'm really catching you guys up to where I'm at now, because where I'm at now is a fully functioning app, which is crazy to me to even think that 2 or 3 weeks ago, none of this was in my head at all. So this is day one of me starting the challenge and me basically giving y'all the step-by-step of what I did, because I think it's worthy of telling, to let the next business owner to pay it forward for the people who give me the information to give to the next person that has an idea that's worthy of, trying to bring to life. So like I said, next part was getting the logo, got the logo, FlipTrackr. Crazy thing is, went on ChatGPT, gave it my idea of what I wanted the logo to be. I said, hey, my company's called FlipTrackr. My app's called FlipTrackr. I want to basically make FlipTrackr in the mold of a sneaker and make it into a Air Jordan 1. And it gave me a few options, and this one came out, and I was like, boom, got my logo. My logo is fire. I love this logo. I'm gonna rock with the logo. The next step, I went into ChatGPT, and I wanted to see what was the breakdown of how was I going to create this inventory management system in Replit. Replit basically constructed my front end, which is the UI UX, and you'll see it in this video. I'll show you the front end and how it looks. So it created the front end, but I needed the back end as well. So the back end, it told me to connect Airtable. So went to Airtable. Airtable is basically like a database management where it works essentially like your Microsoft Excel and things like that. And then I needed to connect the Airtable to my front end, which would be done on Replit. So basically, once I created the Airtable, created all the categories under the Airtable, basically gave it a breakdown of everything that I want the customer to see. That's the price of the sneaker, the name of the sneaker, the brand, the price that they bought it for, which is their investment into the sneaker, the price that they're going to list it for, which is their return on investment, and then where they're going to list it at. So there's different platforms where they can list their sneaker. There's GOAT, there's StockX, there's Flight Club, there's all eBay. There's all these different things that they can list it on, where it will be sold at. Basically listing everything that they could possibly need to understand where their business is at. Put that into Airtable as all the categories and listed the drop downs for each one of those. Now, once I had my Airtable all set up, the next part was to do my front end, which is what I did on Replit. Now, Replit is, I would say, is very user friendly. I wouldn't say I'm an expert in technology. I'm above average, just off of pure will and want to. So for the people that are in the average to above average range, if you know how to use ChatGPT and if you can effectively use ChatGPT, you can use Replit. So it happened in the same manner. I went to Replit, basically typed in what I wanted to see as my front end and what in my UX, or front end UI UX, all those. Of course, like I said, I'm not a coder, essentially, but I know some of the the terms and stuff. So my front end, I'm just going to say front end. I typed in what I wanted to see in terms of my front end, and basically just went through different iterations of it. On Replit, it's basically like you're having a conversation with somebody on your coding team. Like if you had a coder that you were paying, it's like you're having a conversation with this person. And y'all are constantly going through iterations of how this is going to look until you land on the perfect one. And I think one of the best things about Replit is they give you suggestions on what's next. So as I was building this out, it was giving me suggestions on, hey, should I do this? Or would you like to see this on here? Or would you like to see this? And then, as we were going through these different iterations, finally landing on something that was a workable model for me to basically start with. All right, so after I had that workable model that I can start with, the next part was to get my API base key and my API key from Airtable to connect the two. So to connect the back end, which is Airtable, which is going to hold all the information from the reseller or from the client, and it's going to connect that with the front end so they see it in this nice, sleek design. And it's integrated together, so it's one app. So did that. That took me a while to kind of understand. Maybe I kind of made it harder than what it should have been, but I simplified the steps for myself for sure. And what I will say, this is what I do with no shame. When I type stuff in the ChatGPT and I do prompts, depending on the level of difficulty of what I'm asking it to give me step by step on, If it's super hard, I say, hey, explain it to me like I'm a third grader. And it goes break down like I'm a third grader. If it's something that's medium difficulty, fifth grader. If it's something that, I essentially already understand, I just need the information and I need it in a concise package, 10th grader. So those are my three levels that I toggle between when I'm doing prompts. But it gave me the information, like a simplified version of the information and how I need to get my API base key and my API key to integrate it to my Replit or my front end. I completed that part, and from there, that was built. At this point, it was a snowball. It just kept building steam, and the ability to be creative really, is something that I tapped into at heart. Ever since I was a kid, I have been a creative. I used to draw a lot. I used to, be somebody who was always drawing, always creative, played music, did all that, did all those things. Of course, in the sports and all that stuff. I still play basketball to this day, but the creative side kind of, as you get older, it kind of dulls a little bit if you don't tap into it a little bit more. So this allowed me to be creative, which I saw it reflected in the sense of I'm up all night trying to make sure I'm getting this right. So that was my indicator that I was really on to something and that I was going to continue to move forward with that. So now the next part that I went to was adding AI. So one thing that I did recognize about this space is it's really kind of operating in like an older fashion. I don't see too many brands or even companies implementing AI into their business model when it comes to sneakers. So this is somewhere where I can cause a disruption. So adding the AI piece was something that I had to integrate as well. Now, AI is going to be used. There's a ton of different features that I plan on rolling out. This is just day one. I just wanted to get you caught up to where I am now. But there's a ton of different features that I've implemented using AI with this app that we'll be rolling out features as we get more users and stuff like that. But AI has been embedded using OpenAI, so I had to get a key from OpenAI. I have an account with OpenAI. I had to get a key, open that account, and connect it the same way I did the Airtable. I had to connect it to my Replit account where it is connected to my front end of the FlipTrackr app. All right, so at this point, I'm super excited. At this point, I've got a fully functioning app. I've tested it myself. I've imported, sneakers from my own personal collection. It works. I'm tweaking little different things, and I'm sitting there trying to make sure that the colors are right, and different features are showing right, and everything like that. So it's a fully functioning app at this point, which is blowing my mind that I went from a vision of something to actually having a full-fledged functioning app. My vision was in front of me based off of these AI tools. So I had to stop right there. So I was like, you know what? Before I go any further and put more time into this, I need to test the market. I need to go to the market and see if this is something that is actually going to be of value to people, because I can spend my whole time on this app and then nobody use it. So my next goal was marketing. Went straight to marketing. How am I going to market this app? How am I going to get users on this app? And my goal is to get 100 signups before I go full-fledged and make it a big rollout. So I need 100 people on the wait list. That is my goal, to get 100 people on this wait list, and then we're going to go full-fledged with rolling it out to more users and getting more and more users on the platform. But I started out by reaching out to vendors that I already knew, vendors that I've worked with. Like I said, I've done sneaker events in Atlanta, so I know I have vendors in my network. I have resellers that I know in my network. Told them about the idea. They loved it. And at this point in time, from this video to when I post my next video, I should have already had, have a meeting call set up with them to go over the features, how to use it, how to log into it, how to how to move over all of your collection and your inventory. If you have it on a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet, we have that feature where you can move it over as a bulk ad instead of doing it one by one. We have that feature where you can move it over to the platform with just one click of a button. So you can move your whole sneaker inventory over to this app with one click of a button. So yeah. Right now we're at the testing phase, and I'm really excited to get it tested, getting all the bugs out of it, making sure that there's any kinks and stuff in it that we can go ahead and get those cleaned up and release it. Once we get the people that have tested it to give us some feedback on it, let us know what they think about it, then we're going to go to the next level and really open this up to the world, open this up to the market of sneaker resellers, and let them have, access to this amazing platform, which, like I said, was just, a vision at one point in time. It was just something that a passion project. But my goal, I'm a part of the 100K challenge. So like Pat said, I'm going for 100K. I'm not stopping until I hit 100K based off of making this tool based off of AI tools. I've only used Airtable, I've only used Replit, and I've only used ChatGPT. These are the three tools that I've used. And if you have a vision, you can do the exact same thing I did to make this. All you have to do is have the vision and the willpower. You have the vision and the willpower, you can create this too. So this is day one of me officially announcing that I am a part of the 100K challenge. Shout out to Pat from Story Build. I believe that's what the title is of his channel. I will put the title of his channel in the caption to let him know that he has inspired me to do the 100K challenge. And I'm going to take you guys on this journey. This is day one of me officially announcing it. I will be doing more videos on this channel, basically giving you guys a step-by-step of where I'm at. I'm also, at the end of this, going to do a quick voiceover of showing you the platform, showing you the different ins and outs of FlipTrackr right after this. And you'll be able to see where we're at. You'll see Airtable, you'll see Replit, and I'll show you my project. I actually pay for ChatGPT, so I have a project base just for FlipTrackr in its development. So that's what we're going to go to next. You're going to see it right here. I'm going to do a quick voiceover, and then that's going to be the end of day one. So help me get to 100K. I need 100 signups first. Right now we're in the testing phase, but if you're interested in joining the wait list, I'm gonna have the link to sign up, put your email in that wait list, and also you'll join the community as well, and you'll get regular updates on where we are with the development of FlipTrackr. So really appreciate y'all for sticking around for this, and I hope you like the app. Once you get a look at it, do a quick voiceover right now to show you everything that I'm doing. Peace.
All right, so as promised, we are now on Replit. This is the FlipTrackr app. And like I said, when I was going over basically how I created this, like I said, if you are above average at using ChatGPT, or if you're average at using ChatGPT, then you can use Replit. Even if you're below average, to be honest, it's that easy. It's very user friendly. But this is the box that basically you put in your thoughts and ideas and what you're looking to create. You put it over here in this chat right here. And it goes through different iterations, and it tells you exactly what it's working on. So it's talking to you basically as you're talking to somebody in front of you. So this is when I was basically working on the UI and working on improvements to the site to make sure it's looking good for the user. Basically, and it was telling me everything that it was doing. It was going through step by step everything that it was doing. And it's saying, look at this part, saying looking at your recent work, updated animation components with new API and transitions. Like, this is how powerful AI is, and this platform is, to where you can get to a point where you're actually conversating with your computer and with AI to make something of this magnitude, which I think is amazing. It's crazy. So got all the way down to this point. I didn't need to make any more changes at this point. So here we are. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the full app and its functions. So here we are. We are on the FlipTrackr app. Like I said, it's a sneaker inventory management app. We got the overview. We have the breakdown, basically of what sneakers you have in your collection right now. Like at the beginning of this, before I made this day one and started this challenge, I had a meeting with one of my business partners and basically went through all the features. He had a sneaker that he wanted to include into the app. It was an Adidas sneaker. It was for 404 day. So it was the original Superstar 2, the Atlanta versions, 10 and a half, new condition. He purchased it for $110. Listed price was $250. He doesn't have it listed on anywhere right now. But profit loss, projected profit is $140. So that's how powerful, this app is. So we have the collection value. So your total investment, he invested $110 into his inventory, into the sneaker that he has. His potential profit is $140 because he wants to sell it at $250. Then the average purchase price, $110. That's the only sneaker that we have in the inventory right now. And yeah, man, it gives you a full breakdown of everything from your inventory to your total investment to how many items you have listed to your potential profit. Full breakdown for the user. We have the add sneaker feature here. You can select your brand. Let's say I have a Nike sneaker, Air Max 95. Let's go ahead and put that in there. Condition, let's just say if it was used. Let's say I bought these sneakers for $100. And let's say I want to sell them for $300. It's a really exclusive sneaker. This is what I want to sell it for. Let's say that I'm listed on GOAT. It's not sold yet. So we don't have a sold price and we don't have a sold date, but we're going to go ahead and enter that into our inventory. As you can tell, everything changes. The total inventory went up. The total investment went up because I spent $100 on that shoe. So my investment into my whole my investment into my inventory has been $210, and my potential profit is $340 because I'm trying to sell the sneaker for $300. But yeah, it gives you a whole breakdown of everything, and you see the inventory here. You're able to look at it in card view as well, and we're working on the image part of it as well. So, like I said, you can see it in card view. You can see it in table view. Go back to table view. I got my logo down here for Fresh Kicks Market, powered by Fresh Kicks Market. And then you can go to even more of a breakdown. So right now we have one item that's used. We have a Nike. 48% is Nike. 52% is Adidas, based on the amount that each is worth. And then we got the condition. So one of them is used, other is new, based off of what they're worth. So that's a full breakdown right there of what your inventory looks like. And then we got profit and loss, a whole breakdown of the profit and loss for, if it's sold, you'll be able to see where you made a profit, where you lost. And then you got investment summary. So potential ROI right now is 161%. And, your average profit per sneaker is $170, and it has your best performing brand at this point is Adidas. This is a full breakdown, y'all. This is everything that I created off of Replit. Basically just taking it from a vision to the next level of actually seeing something tangible that I can manipulate, something that I can actually show. This is my minimum viable my minimum viable product. I always struggle with that. This is my MVP. And this is what I'm going to use. I'm gonna take to market and allow people to use. And basically, we're gonna have different iterations. There's so many different features that I can't wait to share with everybody from here. This isn't. I mean, this is just the beginning. To be honest, you can change it from light to dark. This is the dark mode. You can change it to system. I don't even know what system means. I didn't even look at that one, but I like it. I actually like dark mode. I might have to change mine to dark mode when I do my login. All right, next, I wanted to take y'all over to Airtable. Now, I said this was my back end. This is where all the sneakers and all the information is going to be housed. So as you can see, once we inserted the sneaker, it basically parsed all that information and brought it here. So this is all the same information that I listed, but it's putting it into table form, just like an Excel spreadsheet. All those different spreadsheets that you've seen before. This is the same, excuse me, this is the same exact breakdown that it has. So this is the back end where all the information is going to be stored about your sneaker. This is where it will be stored at. It's in Airtable. Have my own account here. You can do automations through here and all different types of things where we'll be able to export the information and be able to send it to them as well. So Airtable was the back end, Replit was the front end. So this is where we're at now. All right, last part of it was ChatGPT. This is the project that I have specifically just for just for the development of FlipTrackr. So everything that all the files, everything that goes to FlipTrackr, everything that I've been doing, I've been keeping track of it here in this project and developing it. So I'll have a lot more fleshed out. I didn't have this project put together at first. So this is like the last part of it. At the beginning, I did everything just solely in the original ChatGPT format, but then I was like, hey, I need to do a full project for this so I can set it aside from everything else. So this is the project where all my files and everything will be housed to basically continue building the app and continue going forward with it. But yeah, this is FlipTrackr. This is where we're at with it. Like I said, the next step, I will be adding a login page. I had a login page before, but I had to take it off because every time I was trying to work on it, I had to keep logging in. So I was like, this is going to take me forever. So I took the login page off. I'm going to add the login page. So I'll do a day 2 where I show me adding the login page and how it works. And then next, I'm going to connect a storage database, whether that be Google Cloud or whether that be AWS. I'm going to set that up so that I can store more information. And then the next part will be I'll have a testing meeting call with. I have 6 testers right now who are going to test this project for me. So from that point on, we're just building from here. 100K challenge. Let's go.